Hey guys, how's it going? Coderman here. In today's video,
Hey guys, how's it going? Coderman here. In today's video, we're going to be installing the Baja Design Squadron Sport lights on the pillars. So let's get right into it. I'm going to first show you the product and then get into the tools that you need. This is a super simple one, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So first off, thanks to the guys over at 4x4truckleds.com for sending these over. And yeah, I'm just jump right into the product here. So you can see Baja Design's, a really clean setup. Really high quality as far as the lights are concerned. Super excited to see how these are. So obviously you got your lights here, you have your hardware, just some basic brackets and some bolts with some nuts and some washers. Like I said, I'm going to walk you through the whole process of installation. And then if I go ahead and flip this out, I already took these out of the packaging, but in there I actually have the wiring for the upfitters. So as you know, with my Bronco, I actually have the upfitter switches, so I don't have to do a custom switch inside the vehicle. I can just utilize one of those. So let me go ahead and grab the camera from my lovely assistant here. And if I come around here, as far as the wiring is concerned, we're going to install it right here. And we have all of our different terminations for our upfitters. And we'll end up using this diagram here, which I'll show you how to get to figure out which wire we'll be utilizing. So when you're inside of your Bronco and you don't have the owner's manual, there's actually a cool thing here where if you go over here to the little picture of the Bronco features, go over here to owner's manual, and if you just type in wiring, click search, you'll see a couple different options here, and one of them is you can locate the wiring, but I've already shown you where it is. If you say identify, and it actually will tell you what the color is that you're looking for, what the wiring size is, and then the most important is the fuse. So if you're going to be doing a winch, you'd want to go ahead and put it on AUX 1, but most of the others, obviously AUX 2 is 15 amps, and then the 3 through 6 are 10 amps. I'm going to go ahead and put it on AUX 2. Simply because I do intend to get a light bar or possibly a winch at some point. All right, so basically going to install one light here on the passenger side, and then obviously on the opposite side, the driver's side. Now for this, I have the custom antenna, so I might take this off, as you're gonna basically want this bolt here. You're gonna wanna lift that bolt so you can run the wire under, and then your actual light is going to be attached here. So I'm just gonna head and remove this real quick. All right, so for this here, you basically want to loosen this bolt so we can run the wire up underneath, and you're going to need a T30 bit. And I'm going to head and just remove this real quick. So you see this trim piece here, it has these pull tabs, and this is all just being affixed by these plastic retaining clips. The reason I want to take this off, or at least get it loose, is I want to run the wire from the passenger side to the driver's side. And I know I could run it here, I could run it along this wire, but I want to go with the clean OEM install, and I'm going to end up taking this off so I can run the wire under this channel and terminate over there, obviously where the wires are. So the next step is, now that I've made that nice and loose to get through there, I'm going to end up loosening this trim piece here, like I mentioned right there with those clips, so that I can run the wire under it. So I have this trim puller kit, and this actually has one of these tab pullers, which you basically, I'm trying to do this one-handed, but you basically go up onto here, get a little bit of an angle, pop it, and then you slide this under, and you can pull the whole pin. I love finding tools that are the thing for that job. So I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description to this kit. I ended up grabbing it on Amazon. I think it was like 15 bucks. Next up, you want to remove where it says accessory ready here. You want to remove that, and that's going to be a T25. All right, so now that that screw is out, you want to go ahead and use your trim tool or something, and you want to get up under here and pull this off, which should be easy. If you're installing it like I am in the dead of winter, be careful with little trim tabs like this, because plastic, it's brittle, it'll break. If you're in a warmer climate, go away. That definitely didn't just hit the paint. No, it didn't. I hope you're still filming.
absolutely did.
Did what, film or hit the paint?
Hit the paint.
I know, I heard it, I cried. It's all done. We're gonna go ahead and run this into the cowling. So you're gonna go ahead and fish it through, and you have the wire right there. All right, so now you're gonna come over here to the driver's side, and the reason we're doing both at the same time is so you can get this piece of plastic up and out of the way. As you can probably see, sometimes these videos are filmed out of order, but you wanna go ahead and, this is the T30 as well, the Torx 30. All right, after you get this piece off, you want to take off this mirror cap as well. And I forgot which pocket I put screws in. We'll figure that out later. Go ahead and grab a trim tool. If you don't have a trim tool, wrap up like a screwdriver or something in painter's tape. That's another way to go. But honestly, if you're working on vehicles, invest in a trim kit or a trim pulling kit. Now let's go ahead and run the next light. In order to do that, you need the light. And I just like to say, the build quality of these things is simply amazing. And actually from Baja Design, you have a lifetime limited warranty. There'll be some information in the box, so definitely check that out. But these should last, these will last your vehicle or longer. Okay, just gonna go ahead and fish this through. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my extension harness. Make sure I have the correct side. So the ones that's the Y is gonna go towards that way because your other light's gonna hook up here. All right, now that that wire is connected, you wanna go ahead and continue to feed it under here. And you basically just wanna make sure that you get it to the back. I'm gonna lift up this piece of plastic here, which is this right here. And I'm gonna fish this wire right through it.
Climb on the wheel.
That's what I was gonna do, but. All right, now you can see that your wires are terminating here. You have the one going to the light, and then the one back there, the plug here, is for your upfitter switches. Next up is to grab your harness wire, or your harness plug, and then your harness wire. So what's really cool about this is it has a quick connector for your, from the line coming from the truck, and then it has a ground built right on it. And we're just gonna terminate that on that ground there, but let's see, what will be the next step? The next step is hooking this up. However, prior to that, you want to go ahead and disable your battery. Not saying you have to do that, but in working with cars that have all sorts of electronics, as you can see from this plethora of cables and connections, you don't want to be messing with a vehicle with the power on. So let's go ahead and get that off. It's usually just a socket. Okay, so grab your 10mm socket, and one note, when you do this, the vehicle's probably gonna set the alarm off when you go to set it back up. I don't know if Ford does that. I know other cars do, so I would just assume that it will. Just if you do the negative, make sure you have it covered, and make sure that this part, the actual, cabling part, can't touch something else that's grounded. All right, I'm gonna hand the camera back to my lovely assistant, who has at this point frozen to death. She's in there somewhere. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna stand here for a minute and remember what we were doing. What we're doing.
Connecting the cables.
Aha. She's awake, people. So here's the green brown, and like I said, it has termination. Actually, it's just a cap. So go ahead and grab your wire strippers. You want to cut that wire. Cut it right at the end of this black cap, obviously, because you don't want to lose any more wire than you need to. And don't do what I just did, where you jettison the cap into the vehicle. Hopefully it fell to the ground. Okay, so strip off make it some bare wire, and then just twist the strands. You don't really have to do this, but it is a stranded wire, and you want to obviously make it so that you can more easily put it inside of the connector. So go ahead and twist the strands. It takes a couple seconds. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and grab your upfitter harness, and you're gonna go ahead and stick the wire in here. You already have, obviously this wire is here, and then what you're gonna do is once the wire is stuck in there nice and tight, you go ahead and clamp this down, and that completes your connection. Then go ahead and grab something to just press this down. I'm just gonna use the front of the wire strippers, obviously not stripping any wire. All right, next step is to grab a ground, which is obviously this terminal here. So honestly, you can pick any of them. These are all grounds. I might stay away from this wire just because this looks big and beefy.
Which one?
I can very easily connect to this one right here.
Okay.
You might want to do the last couple of turns with your fingers, just to not lose this tiny bolt in the engine bay. All right, so once that's connected, next step is, honestly, you got a couple options here. I haven't bolted these on yet, but everything is actually plugged in and ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to reconnect the battery. And the reason for that is I wanna make sure that this is all lighting up the way that it should be. before I consider this job done and tighten everything up. Have your key fob ready, just in case the alarm decides to go off. Some vehicles do, some don't. I don't know if Ford does. We're about to find out. No. For those playing along at home, it does not. You don't have to death grip this, but make sure that this is nice and tight, as one of the most common no start failures is because your battery's not tight enough. So don't have to start the vehicle. I should just be able to put it into accessory, and let's see if I can get these lights to turn on. And as you can see from that glow right there too, these are all nice and wired up. So let's go ahead and shut this off. Don't have to don't have to disconnect the battery again, because I'm not messing with any wiring, loose wiring here. But these are all set up, so let's go ahead and finish the installation. All right, so you want to put, you're gonna use your existing Bronco bolt, so don't use the bolt that's in there. A washer on the back, and go ahead and screw it down right here. All right, so you use, I think it's a crush washer and the bolt, and this is an H4. And what you want to do is, you want to go ahead and, this is gonna be fun. I can already tell losing this. You want to go ahead and grab your next washer and bolt combo. I'm probably gonna be in the way, but basically you're gonna put it on the inside and thread this through. All right, so now that that light's in, you want to go ahead and grab your T30, and you want to put this down. All right, so passenger side is in. It's really just rinse and repeat on the driver's side, and then we'll button up the wires under the hood. So let's hop over on that side and get that done. All right, same deal. Plastic trim piece on. All right, so same as the last side. Take your T25 aka Bronco bolt, put it through your bracket. Obviously have a washer, another washer, and then you're gonna secure it down. All right, then come in and secure up your light, and you're all done. All right, same deal as the passenger side. You have a crush washer, you're gonna put it on the inside, a bolt, you're gonna put through there, and strap it down. Once again, make sure that your words are right side up. Make sure they're nice and straight, and they are. And there you go. You got your Squadron lights all set up, ready to go. Go ahead and just put your antenna back on, and let's button up the wiring. By the way, one quick thing I should note, if you haven't seen my previous video, is I have these new struts so that I don't have to use the old school bar. So if you're wondering how my hood's holding itself up and you didn't notice, that's why. So before I go ahead and wire this down, got some zip ties and some cutters. I'm gonna go ahead and put these pins back in, these trim holders. And with gloves, it's a little interesting, but basically you just pull the top part back up so that there's that space. Make sure that these teeth can get in there. Go ahead and pop it into the hole, push down, and it's done. My hands are frozen. I can't even feel my hands at this point, so they don't even hurt. Watch as Bronco owner gets frostbite working on Bronco. All right, so that's all clipped in. Everything is nice and secured. Last step is to take these gloves off so that it can actually work, and just zip tie these wires to make it nice and clean. This is an optional step, but I like to do things right, especially when you're dealing inside an engine bay. So there's a lot of extra wire here, and I can see that there's nothing electrical down in this area. So I'll go ahead and wrap and tuck this wire. You don't have to go crazy, just, secure it down as much as you want. Make it so that it's not getting in the way of anything. All right, so that's tucked and out of the way. This is clear so that the hinge can come down. Lights are on. You can kind of see the other one poking through there. The rear trim piece is back in place. Everything is affixed the way that it should be. There's no tools left in the engine bay. That's always an important step. All right, so everything's wired up. Now the moment of truth, make sure everything works. So all you have to do is put your Bronco in accessory. You don't have to turn it on fully. And you flip a switch. Do we have lights?
We do.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, this install is complete. I'm gonna come back over there to the camera because I'm sure I'm very quiet right now. So this thing's a plenty bright. That'll be good to see. So yeah, we'll take it out tonight, bring it out into, got some little wooded areas. We'll see how these work. And I'm hoping to get some pod lights here. So be on the lookout for those pretty soon. And then maybe a light bar, not sure. But this install is complete. I'm gonna head and run some night footage, but I will wrap the video up now. As always, appreciate you guys checking out these videos. Hopefully this was helpful. And you wanna go ahead and grab a set of these for yourself, go ahead on over to 4x4truckleds.com, grab a set, and use the coupon code CODERMAN to get 10% off. So as always, I appreciate you guys checking out these videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. And an extra special thanks to my wife for freezing her butt off to help me make this video. All right, well, of course I'm gonna take this thing to an off-road space, but to start, here is a white wall, which is pretty standard for testing lights. And right now, this is just daytime running lights. So let me go ahead and throw on the headlights, which you can see is right there. Now I'm gonna have my wife hit switch number 2. That is where the pillar lights will actually spot. So go ahead and shut them off. So you can see the difference. Want to turn them back on real time? So yeah, you can see where they're gonna hit up higher. So this is gonna be perfect for your trail riding, off-roading. If you're going and trying to get something lower, then you're gonna wanna do something with the pod lights. But let's go ahead and hit some woods and see what this looks like at night. All right, here we are at night. Let's go lights off. There's the regular lights off. There's headlights on, and then let's go ahead and flip AUX 2. So there you go. You can clearly see that if you were going down a trail, this would be the way to go. Just look at the difference. I mean, it pretty much cuts off at the trunk of that tree, and now I can see all the way up almost into the actual trees. So as you can tell, this is something I would highly recommend. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this installation video. And if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below.